bringing news from a different page. Truth served hot and bold and strong. Every week we sing along. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Stories that make you think and pray. A light awaits at the end of day. Guided by the stars and stripes, through the stormiest of nights. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. When the world feels like a fight, hold your ground, stand for what's right. In the truth we'll find our way. Ed and Ronnie light the way. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Together we find unity.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie, and the show starts right now.
Members of Congress, people of Earth, the time for secrecy is over. Watch Ed and Ronnie. Get the truth. The answers you seek are within reach. The future depends on it.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie. And, I got a cold background. Ronnie's got a warm background.
That's right. We did not plan it that way.
We did not. But, being the thoughtful gentleman that Ronnie is, he put a fire on for Valentine's Day for everyone. So happy Valentine's Day.
Yes. I don't think I've got anything for Valentine's.
Well, I don't know that that's the case either, but I prayed for our show just a minute ago, and I prayed that we would love just like Jesus loves. And so that's the best message on Valentine's Day, is love like Jesus loves. And there we have a Valentine message. You look pretty in-depth. What do you got going on?
So it was funny you played the alien thing, and we had just gotten a note literally as the theme was playing, breaking FYI, Obama on aliens. They're real, but I haven't seen them. So I'm doing a little research on that. So everything I'm finding is old, but I'm going to keep looking.
Well, okay. I was just rereading the latest part of that message.
Yeah.
Trevor's funny sometimes. It's not like I'm going to be offended that we say that Obama believes in aliens. Uh, that that's in my wheelhouse. Okay, there. Yeah, believe in Ed. Believe in them. Ain't quite there yet. Ain't quite there yet. And so I would hope that if there are aliens out there, they wouldn't all be demons.
And I hope they're fans of Red, White, and True.
Yes, and you know, I would be shattered because Alf was a pretty good guy.
Yeah, he's an alien. I was gonna say if there's any Vulcans watching,
There you go.
Bit.
Now, you and Trevor had some discussion earlier about what a certain company has done to Star Trek over the years.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
Well, it's Valentine's Day. Should we? Is there any positive message there?
No. Not unless you're gay or transgender or neurodivergent or a girl boss or anything like that. But that's the new Star Trek format, Starfleet Academy. 6 episodes out, I believe. The newest one came out yesterday. It was actually pretty decent. The first 5. Gene Roddenberry's spinning in his grave right now. He's the creator of Star Trek. It's not that's not right, but it's okay. I'll give it a shot. We'll see. It's too much. How do I put this? It's too much of everything, and it's okay. So I've been a fan of Star Trek since I was born, I guess. But and there's relationships in Star Trek, and there's sex in Star Trek, and then you know you're going to get that in anything. But it's a little bit overkill on the alternative sex. It's all not necessary. It's what I'm trying to get at. It's all not necessary. You can tell a story without everybody doing everybody else, and it just. If you're a fan of Star Trek, you've watched it from the beginning, like I have. The new Trek is just not. I don't know how to put it. This last episode, it looks like it was edited by a 9-year-old girl that just discovered FaceTime, and like one guy puke splitter, and there's like CGI fireworks in the background, and she's always breaking the fourth wall and talking to the camera and talking about relationships, and it's just I'm not gonna get into it anymore. It's disappointment.
Well, right on to the next bright topic. You see, here let's.
Woohoo! Almost there. Phew! Made it. Now for some TV. All right, Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie. This is gonna be great.
Now, I didn't actually choose that one. It was just the closest one to get something a little more light on. But that brings up something that we've discussed, not in depth, but been mentioned for us, that we should and do encourage you to watch us on your television, on your smart television. If you have a smart TV, you can pull up YouTube, and we are there on YouTube every time that we're on. You can go back, they're going to be archived. And Ronnie, what do you think? That's a pretty good idea, don't you believe?
Oh yeah. So I've had YouTube since it came out, and it wasn't until I don't know, maybe 5 months ago that I've actually paid for it, the premium version, and I absolutely love it. There's no commercials, there's no annoying ads. And if you're watching a show and they've got ads, you can actually skip that ad to the and like I was telling you guys last night, I watched 2 movies on it last night. So yeah, YouTube, man. Even if you don't have a smart TV, you can get a Roku or an On Fire Stick, something like that, or even hook up your computer to it and watch us on YouTube.
Yeah,
No,
on the big well,
yeah, on the big screen, so you can see this bigger than what I see it right there.
I somehow knew that it was going to get to that point in that discussion.
Nah.
I'm looking at your mom over here. She, happy Valentine's Day, dear.
Thank you. You too.
So we're kind of party poopers when it comes to Valentine's Day. This would be our 11th because we hadn't met yet. We didn't meet until March, so this is our 11th Valentine's Day. And I bet you in 11 years, we have spent less than $50 on all 11 years combined on gifts for back and forth. It's just not really in our DNA. We love each other, and I know there's a lot of romantics out there.
And you're not one of them.
I was going to fess up and say I'm not the most romantic person in the world.
Boy, howdy.
But I love my wife, and she loves me, and we don't have to have an expensive card to tell us that. And if you like doing that, we think that's great. You do you. And I know Ronnie, he gave some flowers. He gave a card,
Yep.
an expensive card. And, we'll let Ronnie be the romantic of the Ed and Ronnie show. Bill and Tanya, they tend to agree with me there.
Did they not do anything either? Valentine's Day is just another day. I agree.
That's a good way of putting it. We love each other every day. That must have been Tanya, because I don't know that Bill would say it's nice to get flowers. So I'm thinking that probably came from Tanya. And Beth hasn't celebrated it for 51 years. That means that her and Ray must have been kind of like us. They must not have spent money on Valentine's Day. The way they loved each other, Bill and Tanya, they cooked for the grandbaby tonight. Grandbaby must be a theme too, because a couple that we spent most of the day with left and went to a grandbaby set of twins birthday party. Now, it's not their birthday, and I'm sure that they would tell you that it's the birthday party. And I think there's some, I think I pronounced it a little closer. Yeah, I think the R in there probably wasn't the way I said it. It was the little kid way, which is the cute way. And they have those two twin babies with them tonight.
All right.
Aw. Beth, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Let's just say a quick prayer for those who miss their Valentines today. Father in heaven, I come to you just now, and I thank you for your love and your goodness and your mercy. And while many of us are with the ones that we love and are able to show and express and tell that we love them, there are widows and widowers out there who who aren't able to do that anymore, Father. And so I just ask a prayer of peace and comfort for Beth and for all that are in that situation. We have several friends that that's the case in their life. And so we just ask that you would wrap your loving arms around them and help them to know that you are there for them. And Father, I pray that the memories that they have will be ones that can put a smile on their face, even if it's just for a second. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, we got a long quote here. Let's see. Cindy Williams, which is not Shirley from Laverne and Shirley. Our friend Cindy Williams. I had a flower plant arrangements delivered to me, but didn't expect that. I didn't even buy him a card. Oops, you're in trouble. You're still almost a newlywed. So then we went and ended up ordering a Lazy Boy recliner with leather. Have to wait for it to be built, but I'm excited for a new comfy chair. I thought maybe the comfy chair was going to be for the hubby since he didn't get any anything for Valentine's Day. But and when I had that up there, the picture that was there is of her hubby, Ray. Oh, Beth explained a little bit more. 51 years ago today, her brother was laid to rest. And so,
sorry.
Got to be tough. Got to be tough. Well, what do you got? You got any fun stuff for tonight?
Well, I do. We haven't done a 911 call in a while, and this one's from Indianapolis.
214. Your caller purchased narcotics from the male that's on scene. He's upset he wants his money back. 214. Your caller purchased narcotics from the male that's on scene. He's upset he wants his money back.
Caller purchased narcotics on scene. He's upset and he wants his money back. So I saw that one. This one is from Trump. Everybody remembers Stacey Abrams.
We're also purchasing 30 new and modified Abrams tanks. Still the best tank, right? Still? It was named in honor of Stacey Abrams. Only a few very political people would understand that.
Oh my goodness.
Is talking about new Star Trek and the new Star Trek, well, the older Star Trek series Discovery. Stacey Abrams actually played the president of Earth, and it was a joke with a lot of Star Trek fans that she played Earth. I mean, the president of Earth.
Oh my. But, that one made Beth smile.
So, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I came across a bunch of it, and I want to go back to the Super Bowl, the halftime show. We covered it pretty much in depth. This guy is showing you what Bad Bunny sounds like without the music backing.
Remove the backtrack from Bad Bunny's halftime performance, and it sounds like this.
Pero no hay boda, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias, tengo una, mañana otra. Ey, me la voy a llevar a todas pa' VIP, un VIP.
He sounds retarded. Anybody that says that sounds good is lying to your face.
So the lyrics that I've seen, and this is from my own research as well, saying something about his aunt wants to know why he has so many girlfriends, and then he sings something about taking them to the VIP and having relations with them there. I don't know, but the Democrats have gone really, really hard on this.
The left's reaction to Bad Bunny's halftime show did not disappoint.
Oh my God, I did not expect that to make me cry. For me to not understand a single word that's being said, and I can't stop crying, like that just shows you.
Was it when he said we should lick butts in Spanish?
Okay, I'm really trying not to cry right now, but I just watched Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime performance on my own, like outside of a Super Bowl party, and it is so beautiful. I am 0% Latino.
Meanwhile, Bad Bunny was like, ay, something about genitals, ay.
But they're all crying and oh my gosh. But in the end, this is the Super Bowl halftime show I wanted to see. As an animal control guy, I really like this cat. But unfortunately, that cat has actually passed. I don't know if you've spent any time on TikTok or Facebook or anything. You've seen the Igo Meow Cat. He unfortunately is no longer with us. He's singing with the angels in heaven now. But yeah, I know we've covered the halftime show forward and backwards, but right there when with the no music backing, and to me, it's like, why is that? How does that man get paid to sing? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me.
There's that. Sounded pretty nasal.
Very, very nasally. Yeah, absolutely.
And
I mean,
Beth thinks he needed some nose spray.
Yeah, the NFL is actually investigated by the FCC because of what was singing in the prime time goes against the FCC rules. Yeah, I've actually seen a couple of things where they're all facing lawsuits now because of what he's saying. And I don't know if this is true or not, so forgive me if it's not. But Bad Bunny apparently used to be a very large man. He lost a bunch of weight, and he was wearing 5 pairs of underwear, so his genitalia did not flop around during the halftime show. But hey, let's all cry and applaud Bad Bunny's. It was so beautiful.
You can't deport an American citizen. Okay.
Mentioned that Bad Bunny has actually taken everything off his Instagram, and Roger Goodell looked around after the performance. There was a video of him. He looked very nervous. Oh, I don't doubt that. Any video that people has taken in the audience there at the Super Bowl, there's like, I don't know, thousands of people there, and maybe 100 that were actually cheering. All those cheers and stuff you hear were generated. That was not real. There was a few people cheering. There's a few people dancing. There's a few people, I guess, mumbling along with him. But the majority of the people there did not care for it. Did not care for it.
Well, I'm thinking that most people that would attend the Super Bowl are not of the crybaby liberal persuasion.
No.
That's
yeah, I do too.
Yes. I don't think that'll happen, but I hope. He's just been allowed to run wild. I mean, every year it's what can we do to top last year's tick off the conservatives?
Yeah. What can we do to make things worse? That's basically it. And that's like Star Trek. What can we do to make things worse? And unfortunately, that's the world we live in, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Why everything has to be so polarized? Why we can't just have football and we can't just have Star Trek? It has to be, the right versus the left all the time. I'm sick of it. Sick and tired of it. But we got something coming up.
Well, I actually wanted to show a There we go. Is that? Yeah, that's a little bit better. And that is a happy Valentine's Day from the White House. Pretty cool black and white picture. And I will pull that down. I've got other things I want to share in a few minutes, but I wanted to get that one up. He makes the NFL look bad. Well, shooting the middle finger at the people that help generate, you have to say trillions of dollars, because most every owner of an NFL franchise is a billionaire. And I don't know, Roger makes, I forget, I'm going to say 30 million a year, but that might be on the low side. Somebody can throw that into Google and tell me what Roger Goodell's salary is. And yeah, it does make, well, I don't know how many people I've seen that said that they're, if they haven't been done with the NFL prior to that, that was the, pushed him right over the edge of the cliff. I think I probably told this on here. I didn't watch the NFL from the Colin Kaepernick on his knees era until just, I don't think I watched any games until a couple last season. And, the bad thing is I love to watch sports. I love to watch the competition. And I don't know why they have to make it into something different than what it is.
Because Orange Man bad. That's all that matters.
Yep, because Orange Man bad. What do you got story-wise? You ready to show? News or other?
Well, so with this whole debacle in Minneapolis and everything, 64 million is what Michael Six just said. 64 million.
Wow.
But so we're actually they sent Tom Homan, the border czar, to take things over in Minneapolis, and I was afraid of this.
I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude. A significant drawdown has already been underway this week and will continue through the next week. And to deliver on President Trump's promise for strong border security and mass deportation, law enforcement officers drawing down from this surge operation will either return to their duty stations or be assigned elsewhere to achieve just that.
I was afraid that was going to happen. But they did a good job while they were there. I hope it cools things down over there. That's pretty much it, really.
Well, it's been interesting. I seen where the lieutenant governor, I believe, one of the higher ranking government officials for the state, is not going to let the world forget what Donald Trump did to Minnesota. And Tampon Tim wants to send a bill to the federal government for all of the things that were caused. He is the walking, talking version of the saying that it's better to keep your mouth shut and be stupid than to open your mouth and prove it. He's the poster child for that saying. And I should have played this just a second ago. I got Dan Bongino here talking about something that happened at the Super Bowl. Well, because of the Super Bowl. Did you have something?
No, I had something from Dan Bongino, but I don't remember what it is. I think I played it the other day, actually. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's. Where did he go? Add him to the stage.
This guy in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Is he not wanting to play?
Yeah, every time I hit play, it goes like 1 second and restops. What happened was the quarterback for Seattle got a bonus based on the Super Bowl, plus the winning team all share a certain amount of winning money. The losing team gets their share of that as well. And because of the game being played in California, California has a tax regulation that when pro athletes play games in their state, they get taxed for their pay for that day. Now, granted that the Seattle Seahawks had played multiple games in California, so it wasn't just the one game, but his tax total that he had to send to California is more than the money he made for the Super Bowl. And you wonder why people move to Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, you wonder why California is being abandoned.
But so that's what that story was. Bongino was talking about. I don't know what happened with that video.
That was weird why I wasn't playing, but I've got one more on the ICE situation. This took place in a high school. Kid was supporting ICE. He got hit for it.
We support ICE and law enforcement. I support ICE.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't know what's crazy about this.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you.
You're gonna punch me?
Yes.
And you're gonna get in trouble for that.
Okay.
Whoa. Chill out, bro. I stand for my beliefs. I'm gonna peacefully stand here and support my beliefs. I support ICE and law enforcement.
Peacefully fuck yourself.
Whoa. That's against school code. No swearing in the school.
They're on their way there right now. We also have students walking out of the building as well, starting their protest.
I support ICE and law enforcement. Am I allowed to stand here?
You are allowed to walk around.
Okay. I'm allowed to have.
I did a little research into that. That kid did not get in any sort of trouble. They finally told him that he was allowed to peacefully walk around with the ICE protest, but the kid that hit him got in no trouble whatsoever.
Go figure.
Yeah. Yep.
Go figure.
None. And I wasn't, I didn't want to get into the list of excuses that they had for him. It doesn't matter what excuses they had. One child hit another child. There, and it was on camera. There should be no ifs, ands, or buts. But so,
well, we haven't covered the Winter Olympics much. I know there are a lot of Winter Olympic fans out there. I'm personally not a huge fan of the Winter Olympics, but I'm patriotic. I want to root Team USA on, and yesterday your mom and I watched a young man that has the nickname the Quad God because of the number of quad turns that he does. And he was so far ahead going into the last round that it was nearly impossible for him to lose. And he fell numerous times and fell from way ahead to not just no medal at all, but all the way down to 8th place. And it was like shockwaves over that figure skating arena. And so I hated that for him. He was very gracious. He congratulated the guy who won and showed real sportsmanship. But man, what a shock that was. And then let's see if this video does a little bit better. As I share my screen once again.
So some American athletes.
It's doing it again.
Wow. Well, I'll have to explain this one as well. There is a young lady who is performing as a bobsledder. Her name is Jasmine Jones. She represents Team USA both as an Olympic athlete, and let me stop sharing. Sorry about that. As an Olympic athlete and as a member of the United States Air Force. She is a senior airman. She says, being able to represent my country brings a different caliber. I really wish that this video would play. I'm not sure what the deal
It looked
is
like it
with
was.
that.
It looked like it was playing when it was smaller, but when you made it bigger, it quit playing for some reason.
Well, let me try that again then, because I'd like you to hear her words about this. Because the reason I'm patriotic and I'm happy that she is being that way, but there's been more than one Olympian that just hasn't been real kind, or they are not gracious about being an Olympian.
It was playing just a second ago.
Well, I guess it's not meant to be. I'm not sure what
I
the
guess
deal is
so.
with that.
Guess it's not in the cards.
But she is a patriot, proud to be representing her country, and I'm proud of her for being able to share that on an international spotlight. The big story, I think, from my aspect, news-wise, is the Stop Act and what's going on there with that. The House passed the Stop Act. The Stop Act basically says you have to have voter ID, and that's about it. Now, it's causing some of the biggest lies probably in the history of the world to be told about this one certain bill.
Oh yeah.
Liberals are telling that 25 million women will not be able to vote because of this, because they've been married and divorced, and there's that can be taken care of. Even Republicans would not want to disenfranchise 25 million anything, but especially 25 million women.
No.
And so it passed the House. In the Senate, they just got their 50th vote. I think it was one of the ones that halfway vote Democrat half the time. Collins or one of those actually came out and said that they were going to vote for the SAFE Act. And it boils down to what we talked about Wednesday, whether or not Senate Majority Leader Thune will put it out and make the filibuster rule what the filibuster rule is supposed to be. That being, it takes 51 votes, one over the minimum. If it's 50-50, the 51st vote comes from the vice president, and we know that he's going to do it. Now, the thing about this is, and doggone it, I hate that this sharing the screen from YouTube. There is a short clip of Congressman Andrew Clyde. I think he is from Georgia, but he is showing that in order to vote, they have to put their government ID, I'm sure it's their ID, to be where they are in the congressional building, and they have to put that into it's like a credit card reader. They slide it in, they leave it in, and then there's 4 different places they vote: yes, no, present, and I forget what the 4th one was. But so they have to use their government ID to vote against having government IDs for the election. Now, how does that make any sense at all? And he shows in this, I mean, it's all very visual. It's not just, him making stories up. It's a very visual thing. Actually, I got the stories mixed up. This one was Representative Tim Burchett. Not sure where he's from, but he said 213 Democrats just used their photo ID to vote against photo IDs in elections. Yeah.
I've got a video on Trump talking about it, actually, talking about voter integrity.
Can you beat history on these midterm elections? Carry the House and the Senate for the GOP. Can you do it on the economy? Do you need more communication? Do you need more marketing? Do you need more help? I mean, the numbers are on your side. The question is, does the public know this?
Well, we have a fake news that doesn't get the word out. That's why I love doing an interview. We get the word out.
Mm-hmm.
But so you ask a question. In 50 years, a president that's won, even a popular president, somebody that's done well. I'm popular and I've done well. I mean, I think we have the greatest economy actually ever in history. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. That's said by everybody. We have the hottest country in the world. I guess I have to sell that because we should win in a landslide, and we'll do everything we can to do it.
Now, he really didn't say much about how to win in a landslide or how to win the midterms, but I mean, in all honesty, election integrity should be pretty high on everyone's list. I mean, and I don't understand why you have to have an ID to buy alcohol or cigarettes or a lottery ticket or, anything, but you don't have to have an ID to vote. That doesn't make any sense to me. If it was all on the up and up, then everybody should have no issues with voting with an ID. Now, the whole thing about married women changing their last names, if they get divorced, changing them back, or however they do it, there's ways around it. I mean, there's all kinds of ways around it. And I had a couple of videos, but I decided not to save them on here about that. To me, it just sounds it just sounds shady. If you've got nothing to hide, then what's the big deal? Yeah, it's just like the Real ID. Yeah, that was another point with the married women changing their last name or changing it back. If you had the Real ID with a little star on it, they'll accept it no matter what your name is. Plus, you're supposed to change it with the Social Security Administration within 90 days, I believe, something like that. So,
well, to get the Real ID, you've done all of the hard things. You had the birth certificate and all of those things that may be difficult to come up with. And I watched a video of a congressman from Texas, really, really good, sharp guy. I've used him on here before. I didn't save the video because I wasn't doing things that way. But he talked about how insulting it was to say that blacks and Latinos and all would have a more difficult time being able to come up with that documentation than
why would they have
else.
a harder time than whites? That makes no sense to me. None. I don't get it. But that to me, that sounds a little racist in my ear that saying a black woman couldn't come up with the same idea as a white woman.
That's exactly what he was making reference to. He says, I find it racist. I find it degrading, insulting. And we just described the Democrat Party.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Democrats did what they could to keep blacks from voting in the South after the Civil War. That's where the Ku Klux Klan came from. Wasn't white folk, wasn't white Republicans. It was white Democrats trying to stop black people from voting in the South. Look it up. I mean, that's not taught in history in their schools, and it should be because it's true.
Well, I seen a liberal recently trying to overcome that argument by saying, well, the parties are not the same as they were back then.
No.
It was a very lame attempt.
Yeah, okay, the parties aren't the same as they are as they were, 200 years ago, but come on, I mean, they've changed that much? Now the Republicans are the racists and the Democrats are not, when the Democrats literally said that it's harder for a black woman to get an ID, a correct ID, than it is a white woman? Which I don't comprehend in the slightest. Please, if anybody knows, if I'm wrong, tell me.
That's the picture of how they have to vote.
There you go. Yay, nay, present, and open. Yeah. But they had to use a photo ID.
Yeah, I'm sure that's their special ID just for that location, to be on the property. And, I'm sure it gives them access into, that building is so cool. There's tunnels underneath. All of the different office buildings are around it are connected by tunnel, and some of them have like little railway trains that are underneath, and so they can get places obviously we can't get, and they got to have a special ID in order to do that.
Yeah,
sure. And I'm going to guess there's at least one or two or dozens of women in Congress who have been divorced and had their last name changed that were able to get their ID in order to vote on the floor. Very good point.
Just aggravating.
Very good point. Kids will never know the truth about our history when they sponge the truth from school curriculum.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very, very real.
Yeah. But there's also another shutdown coming.
It's actually here. It actually started.
Actually here? Well, I've got Fetterman talking about it.
Hi, as a committed Democrat, I want the same changes that every other Democrat wants to make on ICE. But ICE already has $75 billion in funding from the big, beautiful bill that I did not vote for. So what it will impact is that we'll shut down important parts of DHS, whether that's FEMA, whether that's the Coast Guard, whether that is also about the CISA, the Cyber Security Agency in our nation. All of these are shut down. We want to find a way forward to produce those changes, but shutting the government down is the wrong way.
So yeah, they're going against ICE again, trying to defund them, but it's already funded through the next year, isn't it? The next year?
Well, at least partially. They have the excess funds from the big beautiful bill that, in addition to what their regular budget was, this the House had passed, I believe, the funding. The Senate would not. Schumer is the biggest holdback of almost everything that goes on. He wouldn't allow that procedurally to happen. And so a whole bunch, I don't know the number, but many of the members of Congress have been in Munich since Thursday. At the close of business Thursday, they left for Munich, some kind of security conference that they have every year. AOC has been over in Munich telling the world that the Jews committed genocide in Gaza.
Yeah, I saw
the Jew. She's in Germany, who did the biggest genocide in the history of the world, telling everybody that the Jews, who the genocide was against in the biggest in the world, did that to the Palestinians in Gaza. So, so basically, there's no way that the funding comes back on what Fetterman was just talking about for several days. That it's just, they basically, as they do so many times, basically stuck their thumb in your eye and then turned around and gave you the middle finger and said, F you.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Well, there is a good NFL story out, and unfortunately, I've taken to checking and double checking just about everything that I talk about anymore, because there's so much fake out there. And so I double checked and verified these facts. A player by the name of Demario Davis, a linebacker for the New Orleans Saints, was fined $7,017. And this is an old story, but it's a good story. It was fined that amount by the NFL back in 2019. The fine was for wearing a headband that read "Man of God" during the game. Now, if you understand football at all, you realize that they wear a helmet on the field. So the only way you could see it was if they happened to pan across him on the sidelines. The NFL cited a uniform policy prohibiting personal messages. Davis publicly responded by saying he respected the league's policy. He appealed, and he partnered with his foundation and raised over $30,000 for St. Dominic Hospital in Mississippi. When he appealed, he won. The NFL rescinded the fine, which he donated that $7,000 in addition to the $30,000 that he raised. So while the NFL was doing the middle finger, he turned lemons into lemonade, so to speak. Well, you have anything on Epstein?
I do not, but I do have on 4 new astronauts making it to the International Space Station.
You go with yours. When you're done, I will come back with some Epstein file news.
All right. So 4 new astronauts arrived at the International Space Station yesterday. U.S., French, and Russian astronauts and a cosmonaut launched from Cape Canaveral in SpaceX rocket. I've got video of that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Go Falcon, go Dragon, and Godspeed Crew 12.
And liftoff. Freedom flies bound for the International Space Station. 1.7 million pounds of thrust now propelling Falcon 9 and Crew 12. Vehicle is pitching downrange and all 9 Merlin vehicles have lit. We're getting good call-outs on the first stage performance and propulsion so far.
And I will have coverage when and if they ever decide to launch Artemis, the Artemis 2, to the moon.
Well, as far as the Epstein files, there's a lot of people upset. There's a lot of people disappointed. There's a lot of talk about every day. I see something that was part of the 3 million document release that, something new that comes out all the time. But the big thing is nothing is happening to anybody. And that's not exactly true. Nothing has happened to people in the United States very much, but the following has all been confirmed. In Norway, let's see, what is his title? He's a government official. Let's see. The Prime Minister of Norway, for part of his career, Foreign Minister, General Secretary of the Council of Europe, all of his positions that he's in and is still involved in. His last name is Jagland, and the police have searched his home, and he is under investigation for aggravated gross corruption tied to Epstein-related disclosures. Investigation is ongoing. An official in Norway as well, Mona Juul, resigned amid scrutiny over Epstein contacts. Slovakia, I ain't even going to come close to that name. After they resigned after Epstein communications surfaced, they publicly deny that there was any wrongdoing. In France, Jack Lang resigned from the Arab World Institute under financial and tax investigation tied to Epstein-related disclosures. In the United States, Brad Karp resigned as chairman of Paul Weiss after email disclosures tied him to the Epstein files. Some that nothing has really gone on as far as punishment, but Peter Mandelson from Great Britain received payments from Epstein. It's been reported. He resigned from the Labor Party. There's a police investigation underway, and reporting says he shared a confidential, sensitive briefing as classified with others. Another one, Keir Starmer, and of course we know Prince Andrew, and there's several other ones. Actually, the one of the cabinet members, Howard Lutnick, who is, well, he was the chairman and CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. He has been facing public calls to resign. He hasn't done so. It doesn't seem to plan to. No criminal charges reported. But you see, it's taken all this time to get these out, and arrests don't just happen the next day. So there's things happening, and there are people that are facing some repercussions. But you say this about Trump a lot. Let it play. And what's the phrase that you use on that? Trust the plan, or
Trust the plan. Yep. Yeah. He's playing chess. Trust the plan. It'll happen.
so that is kind of what's going on with that. You have another news story?
I do not. I just got some. Well, actually, I do. A doomsday iceberg. So for years, we've been told how icebergs are melting and all this stuff, and they're not. They're actually getting bigger. It's kind of interesting.
This is the Doomsday Glacier. It's one of the most dangerous places on Earth, and now scientists are drilling into it. The Doomsday Glacier, officially known as the Thwaites Glacier, is a massive slab of ice roughly the size of Florida, buried deep in West Antarctica. It's earned its nickname because if it collapses, global sea levels could rise by more than 2 feet, flooding coastal cities and putting millions of people at risk. The real danger isn't the ice you
But so the other video I thought I had, apparently I do not. That's talking about this big ice, this big glacier breaking free. The sea levels will go up by 2 feet. But within the same breath, then they have another video where they're talking about how the Arctic is actually freezing more ice, more water is freezing, and icebergs and glaciers are actually getting bigger. So, who do we believe here? That the globe is warming up and all this ice is melting and we're all going to be flooded, or is it not really that way? Either way, if it freezes too much, it's a bad thing. If it melts too much, it's a bad thing. I'll keep you posted.
So let me think about this for a second. So the regulations that Trump, in an executive order, either did this week or is getting ready to do, lowering the standards on emissions that jack the prices of vehicles way up in the air. That might be a good thing, because we might need some global warming to curb.
To curb all these freezing glaciers, and you don't see the lone polar bear on the iceberg anymore. So it's strange, and it's back and forth and up and down. But I'm going to keep you updated on that.
Well, before we go, let's talk about the Nancy Guthrie case. It's not over with. It's still going on. Updates that we've had since we were together on Wednesday. Law enforcement conducted a significant operation last night near her home in Tucson. SWAT team and FBI were involved. They executed a search warrant at a residence. No arrests have been made. The sheriff, who seems to be cooperating a little bit better than he was for a while, confirmed that no one remains in custody after multiple people were detained and later released during the operation. Authorities have found new unidentified DNA evidence at the property that doesn't match her or anyone in her close circle. They have a description now of the suspect based on the doorbell camera footage. Male, around 5'9" to 5'10", average build, wearing a black Ozark Trail hiker backpack and gloves, seen tampering with the camera. And the reward has gone up to $100,000 for any information leading to her location or the identification of the responsible parties. Law enforcement continues to treat it as an active criminal investigation into a suspected abduction. So really not a lot more.
Hopefully we'll have more for you. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot of movement going on.
I mean, there's things happening. SWAT team gets involved and people get, I think there was 3 at least that were detained that I had read. So things are happening. They're just not getting the results
happening in
that.
our timeline.
Yeah.
Real quick before I forget.
Wake up to the bold taste of Sergeant D's premium coffee beans. Sponsoring Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie, we bring you that perfect morning boost. Try Sergeant D's today and taste the difference.
Thank you to
There you
Sergeant
go.
Bees. Yeah, almost forgot.
And I seen on his Facebook, he was at the
Yes. The Sears
what
Market.
do they call it? Sears Market. There you go.
Yep, the Sears Winter Market.
And
Last one was today.
Last one was today. I'm kind of confused as why they shut it down so quick.
I don't know, because it'll be months before they do a farmer's market again. So I don't know why they didn't do a couple more. Not my call.
Was looking at some messages that came in. Nothing earth-shattering on that. We'll be back again soon. When we do Saturday, it's like a big turnaround.
Yeah.
Because, Sunday's a busy day around here. And then we're back into get ready for Monday night. Monday, Wednesday, and either Friday or Saturday. It won't be Friday next week because, as Cisco put on here earlier, the men's group that we attend once a month will be next Friday. And so it'll be Saturday. And I haven't looked at Saturdays to see if we have to do anything differently, even for Saturday.
All right. And I'm not on call this week. So, well, I'm on call this week, but not the week of the men's group. So, all right.
Yeah, you'll be able to go and stay.
Yeah,
and
I have to leave. And yeah.
Maybe throw some bean bags at the.
Yeah, I haven't got to play in a couple
at the
months.
cornhole. Well, folks, we are looking forward to the future, but we also need to make sure we stay grounded in the present. So thank you all for being a part of what we do. Ronnie, why don't you just take us the rest of the way out of here?
Well, I could do that. Yeah, thank you to everybody for being here. We will be back here Monday at 8 o'clock, our new time, 8 o'clock. I completely forgot, and what was it, 6:19? I was like, yeah, we're going live soon, aren't we? And it says, no, we're not. We got a whole another hour and 20 minutes. Okay, well, I forgot. So it's 8 o'clock, Monday night, 8 o'clock. Yeah, I think that's it. We hope to see you all then. And until we see you again, please go out and do the right thing.
Thank you for joining us for today's live stream. This has been a presentation of Ed Boston Media,